when we took the break, we were talking about the fact that there is no discrimination when it comes to an addict. Comes from all walks of life. You can't put an addict inside one assumed box, and that tends to happen a lot. People assuming that if someone there's the and that's why Jamie's message is so powerful in this book, Unloaded. I'm going to put it up here again. Unloaded, from self-destruction, from addiction, self-destruction to purpose. This is such a powerful book on so many levels. I've structurally edited a lot of books, and I have to tell you, this is the one I am most proud to have
Thank
been
you.
involved
Thank
in.
you very much.
And one of the things that leads into the whole aspect of addiction, I think I want to just jump right into that aspect of not putting a person in a box. What are some assumptions you made that you quickly dispelled once you started truly embracing recovery? Because some of your heroes were not what other people would consider heroes, right?
Well,
And I think that's worth having a discussion around.
it goes to what we were saying earlier about this competition
Sure.
all against, the world, even though they're not aware that it's going on.
Hmm.
And then when it comes time for recovery, you're still judging yourself against these people around you. Like specifically, if you go to a recovery center or meetings or just you find the differences and I say it's me,
Yeah.
and with the people that I've had experiences with that if I'm better than this, then I don't need this.
Right.
And I consider myself better than this. um, I see this person is broken down and this person is way older than me. And this person
Yeah.
is, he's younger than me, but
And so you're
his
not
car ain't as
seeing
cool as
you're not
mine
you're
type
not
of,
seeing the similarities. You're not
yeah.
seeing the fact that everybody has something broken in them
The
that they have.
similarities of
Yeah.
being broken, but then also turn off this scoreboard
Right.
and look at yourself.
Right.
And when you finally are ready to look at yourself, which again, that is up to the individual to be ready to look at themselves.
And look inside themselves.
And that's when the work starts.
Yeah, it totally does. And another powerful aspect of your book that I think many um, will appreciate and embrace is the whole aspect of once you're in recovery, once you've stopped using, once you've stopped drinking, and what where the light gets shined even more. And one of the things that you said, one of your chapters is called "Replacing, Not Facing." And it speaks to the fact that you realize you just have an addictive personality. You
Yes.
are addicted to not enough. You're addicted to wanting more, everything else. And it says, it took a long time for me to realize I had been living the addict life for a long, long time. So, what were some of the things you were addicted to after you stopped using and stopped drinking?
Well, it was even before
Yeah,
being, I was high school was when all this kind of started. And
sure.
then up until 2005, that was my high school for me, 94 to 2005. So 11 years of just hardcore going for it.
Right, right.
And another cliche thing, but it's true. I always tell people cliches are true because, they're cliche because they're true. We don't keep repeating it. It's not a drug or alcohol problem, it's a life problem.
Yeah.
And the drugs and alcohol are what we use to deal with the life
Right,
problem.
right, right. Thank
And
you.
sobriety for me in 2005 and a lot of service work with AA and keeping the mind and spirit busy. And then I'm excelling at my job also.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing. It's just I wasn't it didn't destroy my liver, it
Right.
didn't make me make these bad decisions, but I was alienating myself from my family and I
Right.
was
You were addicted to your
pushing
work.
myself to the limit and I would see the positive response and the look sometimes of when the impossible was pulled off and
Yeah.
that it was just like, give me more of that.
That
Give me
rush.
more of that.
And so you kept going to work and you kept not being with your
And it
family,
used
which,
to
yeah,
be, I couldn't come to your birthday because I was on a 3-day bender. But now I
right,
can't come to your birthday because I got to go to my job. I got to go.
right.
And again, I loved
You
my
got to
job.
work that
Local
double
business
shift.
here, Red Rocks in Charlotte. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. But
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, that's a great restaurant.
that's
Yeah,
that my personality, it was not good for. And
right.
that's something you have to deal with. W- w- when you're going through sobriety, it's not just putting the drink down, putting the drugs down. It's look at the way you push your energy. What are you doing? What is it took a long time for me to get there. And this book was something that
Yeah,
was, not just, it's kind of like that, whatever the opposite of that snake eating itself type of thing. It's something hugging itself.
Right,
Like
right.
this provided me the outlet I needed, but it was also, I believe, like my purpose.
Yes.
And I talk about it. I, there's Bible quotes about it.
Right.
I've spoken to a group about that. You can find what I'm not trying to get biblical. I'm not fairly educated on that. There's James and Proverbs. I think there's a quote. I
Yeah.
call it my Spider-Man quotes.
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Absolutely.
And
I
that's
love
what
it.
it is. And for 10, 15, 16 years in sobriety, I held on to it.
Right.
And I'm great. I got a family.
Yeah.
I've mended a lot of burnt bridges. I'm allowed back into places that I was banned from, like
Right.
institutions. I'm not talking about bars, like
Institutions. Yeah.
educational institutions that took me away. And it's okay for you to come back now. And I've got a family, I've got kids, I'm healthy. But I took all of my experiences and my knowledge and my empathy and everything that I could offer somebody, and I just wasn't sharing it anymore.
Right.
And when I say purpose, like I've been a writer and I was always good with
Yes.
it, and
Yeah. You're a
this
very
was a
talented
blessing
writer.
for
Yeah.
me, and it things just fall into place. And it was a suggestion from this person, a suggestion from this person, the suggestion that led me to Sparks Publications.
Yeah.
Like it was,
Yeah. Shout out to Sparks
I was
Publications, Fabi
everywhere I
Presler.
needed to be. And if I hadn't found Fabi, it wouldn't have been this book.
Right.
And
Right.
that's why I believe so strong in this message, because this message was destined to be heard.
It was.
And
It absolutely was.
I fought real hard not to have this message be the thing. And I tried to hold it, and I tried to go a different route. And this is what came out. And it's absolutely amazing. It's a clientele you don't want to have. It's a
Right.
clientele that you
You'd
hope
like to get rid
goes
of. Yeah.
away.
That goes
That
away. Yeah.
everybody that works in recovery centers become unemployed.
Yeah.
It's also a
What a
little
wonderful goal that would be.
double-edged sword that a lot of people that need this book aren't able to get it or aren't buying books right now.
Yeah.
I've been blessed to be able to get it in some libraries,
Right.
where people can, like recovery libraries. I'm working on getting it in some other institutionalized libraries. Um, it's amazing when you start doing what you're supposed to do instead of what you want to do.
Hmm.
And that gets you out of that complacent rut. That gets you out of that self-sabotaging. 'Cause
Right.
sober or not, if you're living selfishly at
Hmm.
your own will, you're what they call a sober drunk.
Hmm.
Like it's not, might as well be using, they say.
Well,
It's
you have a funny story in your book about how you became addicted to tennis shoes.
no.
And that was just one of many. You became addicted to trying to fix a microwave. I
Hmm.
remember that. And all of these stories, there's so many, everyone, there are so many great, gritty, powerful, real stories in this book that'll just make your eyes pop out and you go, wow. And just admire Jamie all the more because he got to the other side of this and now is inspiring so many other people. Uh, what's the most important message you want people to know about Unloaded from addiction, self-destruction to purpose? What do you want the addict who embraces this to feel while they're reading it, once they're done, and what do you hope will happen?
That it's possible, that this isn't hearsay and repeated stories. Like this is a life experience, that when I tell people, when I relate to them, I believe the word miracles, and I believe miracles are not as scarce and infrequent as we're believed to be.
Right.
Well, I mean, we're all born of miracles. It's just amazing that the routes that we go through life, and it's possible. And I believe in the people I haven't even met, just because I know how corrupt and how empty my spirit and broken my spirit and the hole in the soul. Like
Yeah.
I know, and I've seen others around me.
Yeah.
So I know I'm not the only one. I know that this is a very possible walk. And the sky is, I mean, it's limitless.
It is. It is.
It's limitless.
We've got, about a minute and a half, and I think the thing that is so powerful is that you, like I, the one thing we both share is that everybody is here for a powerful purpose, and finding that purpose instead of filling those holes, right? can really make a difference, because that means you're impacting other people's lives. That means you're building a legacy of difference making. Talk a little bit about what you hope will happen. How that this will inspire other purpose-driven, difference-making people.
Well, and very briefly with the addicts and their families and all that, like the center of my bullseye, there's so many normal people that have
Right.
read this and said, this is a call of order.
Yeah.
This is an inspiration. This
Yeah.
is for me to get up and finish the project, not fixing the gutter on your house project, like redirect my life.
Yeah.
And it's proof that anything is possible. If you do what you're supposed to do, have a support system.
Yeah. That's
Have a
huge.
parachute. If you're jumping out of an airplane, have a parachute. Have a backup plan. Go for it. And just believe in yourself. Believing in yourself, I've learned, is just absolutely the greatest superpower we have as human beings. So we doubt ourselves.
Oh
On
yeah.
the title, we self-destroy, we
Yeah.
self-sabotage, and just have a positive mindset and just be fine and take over your world.
And believe even when you don't believe in yourself.
That's it.
So thank you so much, Jamie Weatherly. JamieWeatherly.com. The book is Unloaded, from addiction, self-destruction to purpose. Thank you so much. What a pleasure it's been having you here.
Serving you